Hey delegates, welcome to WAMUNC XVII. My name is Jimmy LaFaso and I'm the USG for International Bodies.
Hey everyone, my name is Amy O'Halloran and I am the chair for the United Nations General Assembly 6th Committee Legal.
We're here to present this committee spotlight video on Amy's committee, Legal. A little bit about myself. I'm a sophomore studying civil engineering here at GW. I've been involved with Model UN since high school, and as my job as USG, what I do is I oversee all committees that represent the UN General Assembly. That includes Legal, DISEC, SOCUM, and SPECPOL.
I'm a senior in the Elliott School majoring in International Affairs and studying French and Arabic. This is my third WAMUNC and I could not be more excited that this is the capstone to my Model UN experience, and I'm really looking forward to meeting all of you guys in just a couple weeks. So what really important thing to remember about this committee is we're going to be focusing on the Comprehensive Convention for International Terrorism. And what makes this convention or document really cool is that it is actually a living working document at the United Nations right now that is currently deadlocked in negotiations because countries cannot agree on how to actually define terrorism. So guess what? That's going to be your job over the course of the weekend. How do we define terrorism in the world today? What constitutes a terrorist movement versus a liberation movement? How should terrorists and those caught financing terrorist organizations, how should they be prosecuted? And so much more within that legal comprehensive structure, and that's going to be our job over the course of the weekend. So instead of setting an agenda, we're going to be using strategic moderated caucuses to focus on the really specific and important issues that need to be covered in order to make this convention possible. And at the end of the weekend, we're only going to pass one resolution. So get really excited because it's going to be a lot of fun.
What makes this committee unique, in my opinion, is its relevance. You don't go one day without seeing a news story or an article about an issue of terrorism somewhere in the world. So over the course of this conference, you as delegates will be addressing one of the most pressing issues in the world. And for me, it's very interesting because you'll be approaching this issue on several different aspects, as Amy was saying before. That may even include someone coming to WAMUNC who is an expert on the field as a guest speaker, but you'll have to wait and see.
One thing that you all should really focus on in your research is making sure that you fully understand where your country currently stands on the whole idea of terrorism. How do they prosecute within their own country? How do they see terrorism on the global stage? Do they even think the United Nations should have a stake in how to define international terrorism? I want you to figure all of that out. And don't worry about the 3 topics online in your background guide, which you all should read. Those are really meant to help you, to help guide your research and help you frame debate. But don't worry, that's actually not going to be the 3 topics that we have in an agenda over the course of the weekend.
Great. As Amy was saying, she put in a lot of effort for this committee, so we really hope you guys do well. We started with this back in June when Amy came up with this idea, and we've been working on it and revising it since to include the most up-to-date information. Like I said, terrorism is very relevant and it changes every day, and we want to reflect that in committee. So be prepared for a very action-packed and current topic.
I can't wait to meet you guys in just a couple of weeks, and please feel free to reach out if you have any remaining questions about how this whole process is going to work or even how to frame your position papers, and don't forget to turn those in on time.
I agree. Can't wait to see you guys in 2 weeks and see what you guys bring to the table.